Rio de Janeiro is one of those cities that feels almost unreal when you arrive. You've got mountains dropping straight into the ocean, beaches packed with life, music everywhere, and a kind of energy you really don't get anywhere else. But there's another side to it that a lot of tourists consider but may be ill-prepared to deal with when they arrive. Not necessarily violent crime in the way people imagine, but opportunistic situations where tourists unknowingly make themselves easy targets. And the important thing is this: it's rarely random. It usually comes down to behavior, timing, and awareness. So in this video, we'll break down the most important safety rules for Rio, based on how tourists actually get targeted, not just generic travel advice, so you can enjoy the city without walking into avoidable situations. Rule 1. You don't look like a local. The first thing to understand is that in Rio, most issues don't start with you being unlucky. They start with you being identifiable as a tourist. And locals blend in far more than most visitors realize. Tourists usually stand out because of small behaviors, stopping frequently to check Google Maps in the open, walking slowly while scanning surroundings like they're unsure, wearing expensive-looking watches, jewelry, or cameras, carrying backpacks loosely or leaving pockets unzipped. Even things like body language matter. Locals tend to walk with purpose. They know where they're going, even if they don't stop much. Tourists often pause, hesitate, look confused, or stand still in unfamiliar areas, which makes them more noticeable. This doesn't mean you should act paranoid or try to pretend to be someone you're not. It just means reducing obvious signals of uncertainty or distraction. Because in most cities, not just Rio, confidence and awareness reduce risk more than anything else. Rule 2. Your phone is the main target. If there's one item that consistently shows up in tourist incidents in Rio, it's the phone. Not cash, not passports. The phone. And the reason is simple. It's constantly visible. You're using it for maps, photos, messaging, checking locations. So it becomes an easy opportunity target. One of the most common situations is this. You're walking on a sidewalk, checking directions, and not really aware of your surroundings. A motorbike passes by in seconds, and the phone is gone before you even process what happened. That's not unique to Rio, but it's more likely in busy tourist-heavy areas where this behavior is common. Another scenario is distraction theft. Someone approaches you asking a question or creating a distraction while your attention is split. The real issue isn't the phone itself. It's how exposed it is in public space. Safer habits that make a big difference. Step into a cafe or shop before checking maps. Avoid standing still in open sidewalks using your phone. Keep your phone low and close to your body if you must use it outside. Be especially aware at intersections and curb edges. This isn't about fear. It's about removing easy opportunities. Rule 3. Beach safety depends on time and location. Rio's beaches are one of its biggest attractions, but they're also where tourists often become overly relaxed. During the day, especially in busy sections like Copacabana and Ipanema, the environment is active, social, and generally safer because of visibility and crowds. But the risk level isn't constant. It changes depending on time of day, crowd density, how far you are from main populated sections. A common mistake tourists make is treating the beach like a completely safe zone at all times. For example, leaving bags unattended while swimming, walking into quieter sections thinking it's just less busy but fine, staying late as crowds thin out, not paying attention when moving between beach and street. The issue isn't that beaches are dangerous by default. It's that they become less predictable when fewer people are around. The simple rule is, if the beach starts to feel isolated or quiet, your awareness should go up, not down. Rule 4. Transport moments are high-risk windows. One of the most overlooked risk points in any big city is not what happens during transport, but what happens around it. In Rio, this often comes down to ride pickups and street transitions. Common mistakes include flagging random taxis instead of verified apps, standing alone on quiet streets waiting for rides at night, getting into vehicles without checking details properly, not confirming license plate or driver identity. The actual ride is usually not the issue. It's the moments before entering or after exiting. These are brief windows where you're distracted by logistics, focused on your phone, temporarily stationary, sometimes alone. And that combination is what creates vulnerability. A safer approach is simple. Use verified ride apps and treat every pickup like a quick double-check moment. Confirm plate number, confirm driver name, match car model before entering. And try to avoid waiting in isolated or poorly lit areas alone at night. It's less about paranoia and more about removing ambiguity. Rule 5. Nightlife changes your risk profile. Rio at night is completely different from Rio during the day, and most tourists underestimate how quickly their awareness drops once they're out socializing. The main issue isn't nightlife itself, it's what happens around it. For example, leaving clubs or bars alone instead of with others, checking your phone repeatedly on the street, taking unfamiliar routes back to accommodation, assuming short distances are safe to walk at night. A lot of incidents don't come from dramatic situations. They come from small decisions made when people are tired, distracted, or trying to save time. The safest mindset is simple. Plan your return before you go out. Know how you're getting back, and avoid improvising late at night in unfamiliar areas. Even if the distance seems short, the environment changes a lot after dark. Rule 6. Most risks are low-level and opportunistic. When people think about safety issues in cities like Rio, they often imagine extreme scenarios. But in reality, most tourist problems are smaller and more opportunistic. Things like card skimming at unattended or isolated ATMs, inflated prices in informal or unregulated setups, distraction tactics in crowded public areas, unsolicited help that creates confusion or pressure. The pattern behind most of these situations is the same: distraction plus urgency plus control of attention. If someone is trying to rush you, crowd your space, or direct your attention away from your belongings or decision-making, that's when you slow things down. You don't need to be aggressive or defensive, just deliberate. Most situations lose their effectiveness the moment you stop reacting and start observing. Rule 7. Awareness is the real safety system. If there's one takeaway from all of this, it's that safety in Rio isn't about avoiding the city. It's about how you move through it. Most issues don't happen to highly aware travelers. They happen when people are distracted, overly comfortable, or moving without paying attention to patterns around them. The goal isn't to be tense the whole time. It's just to avoid being predictable and unaware in situations where you're most exposed. Rio rewards people who stay present, not fearful, just observant. And when you do that, the city becomes what it actually is. One of the most incredible places in the world to experience. If you follow these simple safety rules, you're not just reducing risk, you're setting yourself up to actually enjoy Rio properly. Because the reality is, most bad travel experiences don't come from the destination. They come from avoidable mistakes in awareness. Thanks for watching. Most people only learn this stuff the hard way. Please subscribe for more travel safety guides so you don't have to.